if you don't know all the other stuff he's done, then you're stupid, and you deserve to be a failure in life.
What's up, YouTube?
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's good. What's up, YouTube? Hello. I am doing a video for the first time in a little while. I've been very naughty and I've been shirking my responsibilities. So here we are back. Thank you if you've subscribed recently. I've had quite a good influx over the last few weeks and months. And that's great, and it's all down to lovely people like you that watch my content. So thank you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment below, hit the notifications button, smash that like button please, and all that. Right, good. I'm going to do Armando Iannucci's show, I think it's called, and it was like a sort of sketch show. I think it's only one series. It was very funny, but not probably that mainstream. And this is one of my favourite sketches, which I'm going to talk about and watch. First, we should just go to, I think he's there. Yeah, we're just going to go to Martin Farr, who's on the edge of time, for a quick update on time. Martin, are you there?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes, I'm here.
Martin, yes, good. Martin, give us a quick update on the time, please.
Yes, yeah, thank you, Blind. It's a cold day here on the edge of time, and we have had a few issues earlier today. Time was thought to have slowed down a little bit, and at one point the engineers here at the edge of time thought it had stopped, but so they had to throw in a stitch, which of course saved 9, but now I've been told it appears time actually hadn't slowed down, and so there's going to be a brief, they're going to have to put in a brief pause just before midday. Currently though, looks like 11:15 is due to touch down in about 15 minutes. So it all seems to be on schedule.
Good, so everything's back on track. That's, or will be. That's great to hear. Thank you. Thank you, Martin.
Thank you, Blind.
Martin Farr there, our correspondent on the edge of time. So let's dive straight in to this.
I did recently have a marvellous experience in this street. One day when I was out playing with a stick, I passed a mother and child who were glowing in front of a crowd. What was unusual was that they were eating 2 portions of fish and chips and 5 tiramisus. I went up to the mother and said,
"Wouldn't you both be sick?"
No, it's funny. If it was just 4 tiramisus, then probably I would throw up and none of these people would stand a chance. But 5 and the 2 portions of fish and chips seems about right.
I said,
"How on earth did you find that out?"
And she told me why they weren't a pair of disgusting pigs.
One day my husband came home in a hurry and told us he had something to show us.
He wouldn't tell us what it was, we just had to get in the car.
He just drove off really fast.
I kept asking Dad to slow down, but he just said everything was
I love the background violin music.
okay. And then he just suddenly shot up to 90, 110. He just kept on going faster and faster in the built-up area. 130.
Stuart, will you just slow down a bit?
150. And then we got to 164 miles an hour.
And suddenly everything felt okay.
It felt like at last you didn't have to worry about going over the speed limit.
We could see that at exactly 164 miles an hour, you could go down any street you like and you wouldn't crash.
It's actually the safest speed to go at.
163 is deadly, it's just stupid. But 164 is just right.
It's just
The police
stupid.
would recommend it if they knew. At that speed, we suddenly understood everything.
The only other people who discovered you can drive safely at this speed were joyriders and drunks. They'd found out that you can be really excessive about something, provided you get the quantity absolutely right.
Well, then I'd like to ask for a 63% pay rise, then, please.
I'm glad you've been so sensible, David. That's very judicious.
For example, if you ask for a 63% pay rise, your boss will agree. Ask her for a different high number, and you deserve a bollocking.
So ask for 27%, bearing in mind the year that we had.
Are you mad? I mean, in what kind of universe might that figure be remotely acceptable? No.
Though all things are good in moderation,
In what
Something
kind
much
of
more in the region
universe?
of 8.
all things are even better if you have an awful lot of them. But it has to be a specific amount. For
course.
example, drinking 34 pints of lager has the same effect as a mug of Horlicks.
Oh, that's it. I'm off to bed. Are you coming, darling?
Yes, I'm just going to drink another 34 pints and then I'll be with you.
If you camp out for 22 days at Gatwick Airport, you will return more refreshed than if you'd been on holiday. Eggs in a fridge for 13 months make the best omelettes. If you have sex more than 32 times in an hour, you will develop a...
Wait a minute, 13 months. But is it for the whole of the 13th month? Or, yeah, it's tricky, isn't it? It's more complicated than you'd think.
very nice personality. If you open a shop at 3:42 a.m, it will be inundated with customers. But you must get the amount right. If you miss it by 1 unit, it will be disastrous. Look at Shane McGowan.
He obviously used to drink 35 pints in one sitting.
The only problem was when we had to come out of 164 miles an hour. We nearly hit loads of things.
All right.
This discovery is enough to help us live the good life. My neighbourhood has eliminated all crime by getting the police to pay criminals money not to break the law.
Sod off. Go on, take it.
I've got a knife as well.
Oh, have you now? Here, look, I'll give you some more for it. Come on, hand it over.
This has seen the crime rate go right down in the last 2 months.
What's a big one?
Though the police are out of their annual budget, even though it's only February. On the streets, people no longer feel guilty about asking for things. Now I know there are no perfect answers, I'm happy to make ones up.
Never trust a man who tucks his jumper into his trousers.
And as for the
It's true,
baying
actually.
mob of screaming women, men and toddlers, they found out that what really made them happy was just going after anyone who looked like they had a blanket over their head. And I just leave them to it, because in the end, isn't it better to be happy than good? Because it's more fun.
There are only 2 things in the world that give us absolute total happiness. One is unwrapping a newly bought CD, and the other is seeing other
Well, it used to be. Seeing other people.
people fail.
Wonderful. Channel 4, you know, I mean, you can't beat Channel 4, can you? Not anymore. ITV is much better because it's got Big Brother and Love Island, which are the 2 best programmes ever created or aired. So interesting. He is a bit of a genius. If you don't know all the other stuff he's done, then you're stupid, and you deserve to be a failure in life. But he's very good. So interestingly, he started out in TV, being a sort of involved in the production of TV programs, and that's how and why he got the idea, along with Chris Morris, for the Day to Day, which was on the hour on the radio before that, and of course Alan Partridge came out of that and all this other stuff. it wasn't really all this other stuff, but definitely Alan Partridge. Brass Eye came out of it. But I digress. So he has a rather unusual feel and knowledge of how TV programs are made, how they look. That's brilliant sort of documentary style to that, the music in the background, the way it's cut, the way you've got the little talking heads of the characters talking to camera, the little boy talking to camera. It was when we came out of 164 miles an hour that it all went wrong. It's very good. I mean, I've used the word niche before. It's very intelligent humour. You could easily watch that and not really get it. I also think there's probably an element of social commentary there, definitely towards the end, with anyone who's got something over their heads, should be mobbed and lynched. Of course, the excess thing, I assume, is sort of referring to, well, modern society, and probably the Tory party, and actually probably the Labour Party now as well, in that, we're being told that excess is absolutely fine, as long as you just do it the right amount. Who gives a shit about people who have nothing? So there we are, getting a bit serious, a bit political there. Ben Elton, bit of politics. Ben Elton is obviously the best comedian that's ever lived in the world, except he's not, because he's anyway, good, thank you. Another video done. Nobody will watch that because it's not a popular thing, but I love it, and I hope I've shared it with a few people, and that you will watch the whole series because it's excellent. I will do another one at some point. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notifications button, leave a comment below, smash the like button as if it's your grandma on acid, and don't nobody go nowhere. See you next time.
Yeah, it really is extremely cold. Very, very cold. Yes. Thank you, Blind.